If everybody starts recycling the used cooking oil, the first impact will be we will have a less clogged drain situation, and then you have less dengue, less malaria, less leptospirosis, penyakit kencing tikus, etc. We are trying to mitigate this awareness entirely to the community and try to reduce the pollution and the infrastructural damage for the used cooking oil.
相信你已经知道，铝罐只是平等可回收资源，可以被卖给回收商换取金钱。那你是否知道，烹饪后残余的废食用油也可以拿来卖钱，并被转化为生物柴油，重获新生
？Yes, so worldwide, UCO is very established because as the world progresses, we are looking for different alternatives to energy. So UCO is one of the potential to be the alternative for our fossil fuel. So that's why the technology and the research is done quite heavily extensive to it. So we in Malaysia, of course, we don't really see it because we are still using fossil fuel, and price for fossil fuel is cheap in Malaysia. So maybe that is why the technology is not being extensively researched on and developed into lah. But we as a country, we are one of the main feedstock producer. We produce the feedstock for it to be converted into biodiesel.
可食用植物油的生命周期从一颗果实开始，被采摘下来，经过各种加工后，才成为了各家各户所使用的食用油。作为一家废食用油回收公司 ，Arus Oil 介入的环节就是当食用油变成废食用油之后的事。他们会对收集到的废食用油进行预处理和品质测试，再送往炼制厂重生为生物柴油、可持续航空燃料和其他可再生产品。
So when it goes into the biodiesel portion, you have something called like B10, B20, B40 sometimes. When you say B10, it actually means there's a 10% used cooking oil in the portion of diesel. So 90% diesel, 10% used cooking oil. So the economics of it is you are essentially knocking off 10% of the carbon emission from the diesel combustion. So if you have a higher B percentage, then you will have a higher percentage of carbon saving from the emissions.
除了加工为生物柴油，经过预处理的高质量废食用油也能够制成对人体健康更安全的环保蜡烛。
So there are many kinds of wax. Paraffin 是最毒的。Paraffin is technically made out of petroleum. I am a bit more conscious because I love candles. I burn candles every day, so I prefer that if it's something healthy. So if it's just purely soy wax, it's very expensive. But then we found out that if I use a certain percentage of used cooking oil, it actually helps me to reduce costs on the candles. And at the end of the day, the consumer are the ones that benefits a cheaper price in terms of buying candles.
目前 Arus Oil 除了提供预约上门回收服务，也在寿邦赛野设有一个回收站，供民众直接带油上门售卖。但 Arus Oil 的行销长兼创始人之一的 Dr. Chai 坦言，由于国民对废食用油的认知度不高，导致家庭用户回收率较少。
How we came into business is that we found that there's a big gap of the amount of UCO used domestically for cooking and the amount of UCO recycled. So there's a big 50% shortfall, 60% shortfall. In F&B household, F&B and businesses has already been recycling, right? So we are suspecting it's mostly with the household. So our main focus is to just spread the net and hopefully that those people that have big usage of edible cooking oil start to recycle and not throw it down the drain. Because when it goes into the drain, mixed together with your animal fat that you have readily cooked, go into the drain where the temperature is a bit cold, then you start to clog the drain, and that's what you call as a fat block that might clog your drain and cause other water stagnation, pests, and also flooding, etc., etc. If you put it in your tong sampah and bring it to the landfill, specifically for UCO, it will be a 3.17 per kg. You have 3.17 kilogram of carbon dioxide emitted into the environment. When oil goes to our water source, when it contaminates our water source, we first will pollute the water source and it will disrupt the aquatic life form of the water source. The second thing is it will actually produce carbon dioxide and also produce a greenhouse gas effect from the contamination of water source. Because when your water source is polluted, most of the aquatic life form will die, and what will thrive in that will be anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria's byproduct is methane and carbon dioxide, which will lead to the greenhouse gas effect in totality.
由于废食用油的含金量在回收业内人尽皆知，多德差也提醒民众，在物色合适的废食用油回收商时，务必确保对方持有 ISCC 认证，以免售卖的废食用油遭不当处理，变成黑心油被二次贩卖。
There's another segment of people that they reuse the oil, reuse and reuse and reuse, and eventually they make it into fried rice. Okay, so those kind of usage of oil is also not good for your health benefit. So from our standpoint of view, we are in the ISCC, International Carbon Certification, where we have to declare all our input and output. So all our output must go to another ISCC certified party. So if you are in the ISCC certified party, actually you declare that the path will go to the sustainable route, which is either biofuel, HVO, hydrogenated vegetable oil, or SAF, sustainable aviation fuel. There are no expiry date for recycling cooking oil because eventually it will be converted into biofuel or biodiesel, which is not for consumption, so it is fine. It doesn't need, there's no expiry date lah. So you can keep it for many years before you start to recycle with us, no problem.